What is the best way to deal with an avoidant partner? My name is Ellie. I'm a relationship coach, and we are going to talk about how you can deal with an avoidant partner if you are craving closeness and you want to feel loved by your partner, and instead what you see is they are avoiding you. Sometimes it can be really hurtful. So we're going to talk about why this is happening and what you can do to get out of this dynamic. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and consider subscribing to my channel. I talk a lot about topics like this because I really want you to have that dream relationship. So let's get started. The reason that this happens, you really need to understand the behavior patterns of your partner. So they are not doing this in order to hurt you. And unfortunately, that is the way that you are receiving the situation. However, they are uncomfortable constantly having their heart open and vulnerable with you, even if you didn't do anything in order to have them close up. That is just their natural way of being. So if you want to make things work with your avoidant partner, here's what you can do about it. The first thing that you need to do is make sure that the environment that you are cultivating is going to be open and free to them. So don't put any kind of restrictions on them and try to micromanage them in what they're doing, who they're with, and saying things like, oh, but you spend more time with that person instead of me, is going to be very detrimental to getting to that connection that you crave from your partner if you're constantly bashing on their independence. Because remember, natural instinct is to further themselves from you in any situation that causes them to be open for longer than they feel comfortable. The second thing that you need to do is pay attention to whether or not you sound complacent or like you're nitpicking at things that they're doing, because sometimes we are unaware of how we are making other people feel when we are just interacting and reacting in situations as they arise. But if you want that connection with your partner, it is really important for them to not feel like they have to defend themselves and close themselves off from you, because again, they need to feel the freedom of making their own choices in opening up whenever they feel like doing so. So instead of nitpicking at them and being cold and harsh, because if you're going to be distant, closed off, and have some sort of resentment to them, you're doing the opposite of what I'm telling you to do. And you're going to continue to have that hostility drive you further apart. He or she is going to see that you are resentful towards them, and that isn't cultivating that environment that we talked about. So they're going to distance themselves because they still feel uncomfortable in that situation, and you'll never get that closeness. So instead of doing that, what you want to focus on is being self-sufficient. If you are craving your partner's attention, give yourself that attention or validation. If you want compliments or closeness, find a way to meet your own needs so that you don't feel like they're your only source. And this is also going to help you develop healthy habits for your entire life. Instead, what you need to do is allow your partner to make decisions as they see fit. If there is something that occurs that isn't okay with you and is overstepping your boundaries, you do need to address it. I'm not telling you to tiptoe around your partner, because that would be the opposite of what you have currently and what you want. Allow your partner to feel the freedom of making their own choices and approaching you to be close to you whenever they feel like it. Meanwhile, you need to be holding yourself in high regard, meeting your own needs as they come up, and processing your emotions by yourself. And so when you're around your partner, the energy needs to be warm and open, but at the same time, your partner feels distant without the strings of resentment attached. This is going to open up the space for your partner to approach you, and because you are open yourself, you're able to receive them in a loving way, but at the same time, you don't depend from them in order to feel fulfilled. I know this sounds like a complex topic, so I'm trying to do my best to break it down into bite-sized pieces, but there are so many mistakes that people can make by going overboard with the advice that I'm saying. Which you may have gathered, I mentioned some of the things already. The fact that you found your partner and you have these things that come up, you need to view it as a chance to develop and grow and evolve as a human in order to be a better version of yourself, to be happier in your relationship and lay the foundation for both of you to be able to coexist and feel chosen, as well as feel that you still have your right to choose. Choose how things get to go for you. Choose your partner. Choose your relationship. Sometimes this can be a little harder to do on our own, especially if we've never done it before. So if you aren't able to do this in perfect order the first few times, it's okay. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And the more natural it is going to come the next time around. I want to remind you that both you and your partner do have the choice to be in that relationship. And if this just seems too overbearing and too much for you and something that you don't want to do with this person, it is your right and your free will to leave that relationship if that is the best course of action for you. I want to remind you and empower you to trust yourself and learn to be self-sufficient in every aspect of your life so that when you are interdependent on somebody, it is a very healthy way of being. If this is something you want help with, leave me your questions down in the comments below. And you can also visit my website to learn how you can work more closely with me. Thank you so much for watching. I want to wish you a wonderful relationship. Hope to see you in my next video.